Shake, shake! Hi everyone, this is Yana Smakula. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're looking at the next day, which is, I think, day 9 of the Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar. This is the Advent Calendar. I have shared the cards and videos, not tutorials, just videos looking at the surprises and showing projects that I have created using all the previous days of the Advent Calendar, and they are super duper fun. You can find them on my channel. I have links to those videos in the video description below. Okay, so these are some of the cards. I'm not sure if these are all, but let's go ahead and take a look at what we have today. And today, again, is day 9. So this is the window for today. Trying to be, as always, careful to open this. And ta-da-da-da! Oh! Okay, this is a true surprise. Nothing is printed here. I have no idea what it is. Oh, it's a pack of sequins. Okay, embellishments. Who does not love embellishments? And look at that beautiful color. Let me get a little dish so that I can pour those in and show you them a little better. Oh, look at that. These are so pretty. Such a beautiful color. You can use sequins to embellish your cards instead of gems. You can use sequins as shaker fillers, or you can just add sequins to somebody's suitcase. I once had that done to me, and that was loads of fun. Imagine getting home, opening your suitcase, and it is filled with sequins. Anyhow, I'll see if I can make a card with the sequins, but before I start working on my project, I wanted to mention a new product that I have in my craft room from Glass Board Studio. So I have their new scrapbook glass mat. So this is a different proportion mat. This fits 2 12 by 12 scrapbook layouts. The reason I wanted this mat, while I don't scrapbook, I used to scrapbook in the past. I love scrapbooking. I love to do mini albums, but you know, there's just no time now. I do prefer the cards better. Anyhow, what I'm trying to say is I really wanted to get this mat because this seems to be a better proportion for my filming area. Let me zoom out a bit. Bear with me because you'll see the huge mess on my desk. You can see how different you can also see my socks there and my feet. Sorry about the mess, guys, but you know, you see the real craft room now. So this is different proportion. This is my original mat right here. You can see it behind the new scrapbook mat, and then the scrapbook mat sits on top. And if I zoom in, the proportion of the mat just works a little bit better than the proportion of this new mat works a little bit better than the proportion of the previous mat. Both mats are fantastic. I am really happy with these mats. I now have 3. So I have the white, I have a black one. If you've watched many of my videos, you probably have seen the black mat, and now I have this one. All of these are magnetic, and you can grab the special magnets. They're called the super strong, I have a sticker here, neodymium. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but you can grab the magnets on their website, and they do have a code for you. It is Yana 15, I think. I'll have the code in the video description below if you want to grab this mat or any other mat from Glass Board Studio. This is a fantastic surface. Ever since I have switched to glass mats, I no longer use my other mats. So you remember we used to be crafting on those self-healing rubber mats. They're self-healing and they are supposed to last a long time, but I have found that the glass mats last me longer. So this is my new glass mat. I have, let me grab some of the magnets and show you guys. I love to use magnets on these glass board magnetic mats because if I'm gluing something down, if I've added glue to different layers of cardstock, I can just set a magnet on top and the magnet is going to press down while the glue is drying. So this is one of the cool reasons why I love those mats. Plus, I love to center something on my work surface, and I just use the magnets to hold it down. So super, super convenient. Okay, let me pause, work on my card, and I'll be back. More shake, shake. Here's a look at the card I have for you today, created with the Day 9 surprise from the Crafty Advent Calendar. The sequence. I really took some time when making this card. I went online, I looked for some inspiration. I wanted to make a shaker card, and I needed some color combination ideas, and I came across this beautiful color combo, and I fell in love. So here is how I created this card. First, I pulled some of my favorite supplies. So first of all, the molded frame embossing folder. You've seen me use this folder in many videos for the Advent Calendar series. I also use the shaker domes. That's what I like to do when I'm creating shaker cards. This does create a quite dimensional and thick card, but this way my shaker bits are nice and contained, and I don't need to create, to fuss around with different things to make a shaker window. So I have the emerald cut shaker domes. There are 6 domes in a pack. I do have a separate video where I share Christmas cards with this type of dome and also other types, because Spellbinders has like a whole bunch of other shape domes available. The domes work together with the dies. And the dies make it very easy to cut the windows out. So for the emerald cut shaker domes, I use the emerald cut labels and tags. So first, what I did, I grabbed a panel of indigo cardstock cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. I took a die, I think it was this die, so I centered it on my panel and I cut a window out. Then I took that panel and I embossed it using my molded frame embossing folder. I also embossed one more panel using this same embossing folder, but this time I didn't have a window cut in the panel. This is not yet adhered onto a card base, so you can see the embossing from the back. So what this gave me is this gave me a continuous embossed pattern, but with an option to insert the shaker dome. So I added the shaker dome, I added my sequins. I feel like I have about half a pack in here. I could have added more, but I didn't want to add, too much. I want the sequins to kind of move freely. Next, my color combination was dark blue, mustard yellow, shades of purple, and shades of green. So I have indigo, I have Tuscan, fern, and lilac. I also have additional shades of green, and those were created using, let me think. I think this is sage from Simon Says Stamp, and I also used artichoke from Concord in 9th. This is a beautiful cardstock. I showed it in the previous video as well. So this is by Concord in 9th. And I also have a tiny pop of red. I feel like this really draws the eye of the card, or draws the eye of the viewer to the center of the card. And this is Poppy from Spellbinders. The sentiment was created, if you've been following my videos, you already recognize this set. This was created using the Ideal Moments Better Press Sentiment set. It's this one. I have shown this in many of my previous videos. Now for the flowers, I needed flowers to sort of frame my shaker window. I brought in an oldie but very goodie die set. This is the Club Blooms die set. This is such a fantastic set. I have it ever since it first came out. I use it often. I love it. This creates beautiful blooms in different sizes. You can see that I use the medium-sized blooms here. And I just created beautiful dimensional flowers. Now, to make the dimensional flowers, I used a little tool. So here it is. This is a ball stylus attachment. Spellbinders used to have attachments like this for their tool-in-one. I feel like they're no longer available, but I'm not sure. If they are, I'll have them linked below. So you could take this out and have another attachment like this, but with a ball stylus, and use that with your tool-in-one. And this was super helpful to help you like shape the petals. Here I die cut some of the flowers, and what you do when you need kind of like a squishy surface. So this is another tool that I'm using. This is a squishy paw from Simon Says Stamp. And you would just place your die cut onto that squishy surface, take the ball stylus, and sort of press in the center. This would help break the fibers and loosen the fibers of the paper and create a dimensional die kit. So this is how I shaped all of these pieces. I don't use this tool very often, but I do have it in my stash and it helps me create beautiful, beautiful blooms. I also brought in some gems and I use the green gems from Spellbinders. I don't use them a lot. I mean, you wouldn't think of green as the option for a flower center, but they did work here. They created a nice little combo or a nice little finishing touch for the flower centers here and also little touches on the card. So this is a look at the day 9 of the Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar. I feel like this card might be my favorite to date. Let me know what you guys think, and I hope you are enjoying this Advent as much as I am, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for day 10.